You ever feel like you're a total mystery, even to yourself? Well, today we're going to change that. Think of this as getting the official blueprint to your own mind. We're going to explore the architecture of you. I mean, really, how well do you know yourself? It's a massive question, right? But what if there was a simple framework, a kind of mental map to help you understand yourself better? Stick with me, because that is exactly what we're about to do. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to peek inside the architecture of your mind. Then, and this is a big one, we'll get super clear on the difference between moods and emotions. After that, we'll look at your core character traits. And finally, we'll see how it all weaves together. Let's do this. Okay, so to get started, let's focus on the first three parts of who you are. Now, all of these fall under one big umbrella we call the mind. You can think of it as the control center for pretty much your entire day-to-day experience. The best way to think about your mind is that it has three main threads. You've got your thinking mind, your feeling mind, and your sensing mind. We're going to gently pull them apart one by one to see what they do, and then we'll see how they all weave back together in, well, every single moment of your life. First up is the cognitive part of you. The easiest way to picture this is as your own personal inner library. This is where you store all the facts you know, like the population of Rwanda, your beliefs, like who you think is going to win the big game, and of course your memories, like what you had for breakfast this morning. It's your own personal, walking, talking database. Okay, next up is the affective aspect. This is all about your feelings, and boy, is this a huge part of our inner world. Now, it can actually be broken down into two very distinct categories, which, you know what, we're gonna do a real deep dive on that in just a minute. And number three, we have the experiential aspect. So imagine you're holding a lemon right now. Just picture it. The feeling of that waxy rind on your fingers, the sight of its bright yellow color, that zesty citrus smell. That is the experiential aspect. It's the raw data from your senses. It's what it's actually like to be you right here, right now. All right, let's zoom in on that affective, that feeling, part of your mind that we just mentioned. We're about to make a distinction here that is so simple, but honestly so powerful, it might just change the way you think about your feelings forever. This is it. This is the whole shebang. Emotions are always about something specific. You can't just feel regretful out of the blue. You have to be regretful about locking your keys in the car. See? There's a target. But moods don't have a target. You might feel anxious after drinking way too much coffee, but if someone asks what you're anxious about, you might just say, I don't know, nothing really, I just feel this way. So the magic question is always, what is this feeling about? If you can't answer it, you're probably in a mood. And now for the fourth and final piece of the puzzle. This one is a huge part of you, but it's a little different from the day-to-day operations of your mind. We are talking about your character traits, the very foundation of what makes you, well, you. So traits like being generous or impatient or having a great sense of humor, these are pretty stable parts of your personality, right? But here's what's so fascinating. They aren't always switched on. They're not always active or visible. A lot of the time, they can just lie there, dormant, waiting for the right moment. And this is such a crucial point. Someone could have the character trait of brave their entire life, but never once have a single situation that calls for them to show it. The bravery is still there, just like a crystal of salt is still salt when it's just sitting on a shelf. It only reveals its true nature, its saltiness, when you finally put it in water. So, we just spent all this time carefully pulling these four strands apart, just so we could get a good look at them. But in real life, life isn't that neat, is it? In any given moment, those first three strands, the different parts of your mind, are constantly and actually quite beautifully tangled up together. To see what I mean, let's go back to that lemon. It's the perfect way to see how this all works together in a single, unified experience. So in that one single moment of holding a lemon, your mind is firing on all cylinders. Cognitively, you know it's a fruit. Affectively, maybe that bright yellow color reminds you of your grandmother's kitchen and you feel a spark of nostalgia. And experientially, you're processing all those raw sensations, the feel of the rind, the smell, the taste. See how they all just happen at once? And there you have it, the final blueprint, the architecture of you. You've got these three parts of your mind that are always working: what you think, what you feel, and what you sense. And underneath it all, you have the foundation of yourself, your character, holding all those unique traits that make you who you are. And that brings us to a final thought. Now that you have this framework, this map, which of these four parts of yourself do you think is the hardest to truly know? Is it what you think, what you feel, what you sense, or who you fundamentally are at your core? That, my friends, is a question that only you can answer. Thanks for exploring with me today.